Hi, how are you doing? My name's John. I represent Premier Forms Incorporated.
Nice to meet you.
You enjoying this cold weather?
Oh no, not particularly. I don't really like the cold too much, but it's better than the rain. That's for sure.
Right, it was one heck of a summer for the rain. Really set a lot of people back, huh?
Definitely, especially our company. It was really bad.
Right, I've been there. I used to own a business too, pouring basements myself, and there's times we try to pour in the rain and we end up getting the concrete truck stuck out there and have to pay $1,000 to have a crane come tow it.
Right.
So
That happened to us this summer.
it happens a lot. You won't be the first and you won't be the last.
Right.
I'll tell you that. But with that being said, I'm here to tell you about my product. I have for sale aluminum forms, and the thing about aluminum forms is I can save you a lot of time on the workplace. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
Well, what do you mean by time?
Well, by time I mean I can cut the time it takes to produce a finished basement. My forms, you see, being aluminum, they're much lighter than your standard wooden form.
Okay.
And it allows for your workers to lift them much faster. They're not going to tire out, especially in those hot summer days. And it's going to allow them to set the walls a lot faster than your typical crew. And here's a sheet just showing the actual time your company can save just using these forms alone. And as you can see, you're saving an average of about one full work day for each finished basement. So
right.
You're a pretty busy company, I've heard, and so I'd say on average you do 4 basements. So that's 4 days a month you can save to have to tackle other things. Because like I said earlier, that rain can really set you back.
Right, definitely does.
I know all about that. And also another thing about my forms is it actually can cut the production cost of what it takes to actually build a wall.
Really?
Normally, you have to buy ties for each job use, and you have workers leaving them out, just leaving them on the ground, misplacing them, and those ties add up. I know from personal experience. I used to buy them all the time, and my forms, these aluminum forms, actually had built-in ties in them. So rather than having to slip them through the crevices each time as you set them up, you simply just snap the lever and you're done with it.
So how does that work?
Well, typically you have your 8-inch tie on a wooden form that you have to slide through the setup wall.
Okay.
With these, the tie is already built into it, so it just snaps together, and then one hit of the hammer, and the levers are locked, securing your wall.
So how fast would you say? You said that I would be able to save a day's worth.
For about each basement, yeah, you can save about a day's work on each basement, and that's with a standard 6-man crew, which that's about the average amount of workers it takes to have on the job, depending on the size of the basement.
Right.
So with that being said, having the ties built in, you don't have to worry about your employees losing them on the job or buying them for each job. It's simply an expense you no longer have to worry about.
And those are expensive. So
right. And
that's good.
And now I understand my forms. They're a little bit more expensive than your typical wooden form, but that's only because of the added value you're gonna have overall. Even though you're paying more at first, it's gonna not only save you time, but it's gonna save you money. And so how does that sound to you?
Saving money is great. I'm always looking to save ways, save money throughout my company. Although, I mean, you haven't convinced me yet though why I need to buy these aluminum. I mean, wood panels have been fine for my company, and I think we've done great so far.
Right, and you've done a great job with your company so far. And but I did notice as I walked in, I seen the surface on the inside of your panels, and you have the typical problems with these wooden forms where over time, over the years' use, they start to splinter and crack, and it leaves not the I mean, it'll still leave a good finish, but it could have a much better finish. Do you ever have problems with any of the corners on your wall honeycombing or anything like that?
Yeah, sometimes. I haven't gotten too many complaints or anything from customers. Or with our basements, I think they've held up great over time, but we do get the honeycomb finish sometimes. It's not that smooth, but it takes a little bit to get there.
Right, and with each use, would you agree that they get a little bit less quality with each use as you tear them down, the wear and tear on the forms?
I would say that, sure, but to me, I just the wood panels because they're cheaper. You know,
Right.
but the aluminum ones sound great. Can you tell me more about the price?
Right. Like I said, I'm not going to disagree that my forms are a little bit more expensive, but
Sure.
You're paying for the quality here. When you buy aluminum forms through me, you have a guaranteed form that's going to be there to last through the years. It's going to withstand the elements, and it's going to leave a smooth wall, like a drywall-like finish, just as this wall here, nice and smooth
Right.
with each use. You don't have to worry about quality diminishing as you continue to use these forms. It's always going to have a long-lasting quality, and that's something that will go on and ripple through your customers. People are going to remember you for that.
Right.
You're going to have a form that lasts and a wall that lasts even longer.
So how then? Can you explain a little bit more then how they're placed in the ground already?
Well, they're just like wooden forms. They're not placed in the ground already. You actually, after digging your footer and pouring the base, you build on top of that. And so the only thing different between my aluminum forms and the wooden forms is the fact that, yes, one's made out of aluminum and much lighter, and one's made out of wood, a lot heavier.
Right.
And so there's one difference. And then the other difference, as I said before, is that my hardware is built into the form, which will allow to save you time for as far as setting the wall. Right, and save you, it'll lower your production value because you don't have to go out and buy ties with each use. Like I said before, those ties can add up. So my forms will not only save you time, but they'll save you money.
Right.
And that just goes to show you're paying a little bit more for the quality, but is quality something you value at your company?
Definitely. That's part of our mission statement. Quality is served for the best of us, and we try to serve our customers with the best quality. Can you tell me a little bit more then about the price, because I'm becoming more interested
Right. Well,
in this product.
With the price, we offer a discount for buying larger quantities.
Okay.
Your standard set will come with 220 forms, which will allow you to do about 175 foot of wall.
Right.
On both sides, not just about 175 foot.
Right.
And so that's your standard starting price, and for that it starts at $30,000, which it's about $5,000 more than your typical wooden form. But like I said, that's all money you're gonna make up for it, and while you save time on the workplace, production costs when you're not buying the ties. Not only that, you're gonna have a quality that lasts, and people are gonna come to recognize your quality, and that can potentially generate more leads from other contractors, and it's gonna make the competition things a lot harder on the competition. So you're gonna have a competitive advantage against people who are still using the traditional wooden forms.
Okay, so how long then between if I stopped using the wooden panels and then went on to the aluminum panels, how much longer do they last then?
That's a good question you ask. And on average, your typical wooden form, if you're a good sized company, not a big commercial company, but you're a good sized company like yourself, and you're pouring about 4 basements a month.
Right.
On average, you're going to get about 4 years out of those forms.
Okay.
And towards the end of that, on those wooden forms, you're going to notice it's going to start to splinter because with each use, you're tearing little fibers out of the wood. With my forms, every time you tear them down, you're not going to have to worry about it splintering and then soon to cause honeycomb from that happening. My forms will actually last about 2 to 3 years longer.
Oh, great.
So that's a lot more use. So although they are more expensive, look at how much more you're getting out of them.
Right, the $5,000 extra dollars for another 2 or 3 more years, which is almost double the amount of quality time.
Right, and as I was saying earlier, just starting off with your standard set at 30,000. If you felt you need a little bit more, you want to have replacements. That way, if forms ever went missing on the job site or anything else, you have backups.
Right.
Or if one form did wear out sooner than the rest, you have replacements for that one. That way
Right.
you don't have to keep it going.
Mhm.
You have a chink in your armor, if you will, when the wall's setting up, because the pressure can be so strong as you pour down into that wall.
Okay.
So if you want to go up to the next size, which would be 250 panels, allowing you to do about 50 feet more of wall, you're going to save money for buying bigger. We reward the bigger sales, and not only that, we offer free shipping up to 50 miles,
Great.
which that can save you a lot of money. The cost of gas is always going up.
Okay.
So we eliminate that hassle for you. We're willing to deliver it wherever you need it to. We'll even deliver it to the job site if you need it fast.
Okay, great.
All our drivers are ready to go, and there will be no waiting on when the forms will come. And so, with that being said, is there any other things you might have to ask about, or any questions or concerns?
No, not that I know of. I think these aluminum panels will work well for our company, and I would really like to, look more into it. So, where do I sign?
You sign. Well, right here I have the paperwork, and just like I said, I've done a little research, and you seem like 200 forms would fit you just right, and
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm willing to offer a discount still if you do realize that wasn't enough. So that's a little added incentive for you if you're willing to buy today.
Okay.
And before we sign sign the paperwork, I also want to note that I do guarantee all my forms to be of quality. And if you ever had a problem or needed me to show you how to use the form, I will gladly come out there. I'll even come out on the job and show your workers how to do it.
Okay.
That way, everything goes fine and smooth, just like your walls are going to be.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.